So is ESPN about to ruin college football? Because they're working on taking over everything, every aspect of it right now, especially with the college football playoffs. And the college football playoffs just approved a new format for the new 12-team playoff that's coming in 2024 and 2025. And yeah, I've got a lot of questions, but I'll give you some thoughts. One team definitely is not going to be happy about the way this is going to look, even though they voted on it, because they had no choice. So let's dive into what college football is about to look like going forward, with ESPN putting their hands deep into the pool with this committee and this new format. Before we do that, welcome to Unfair Sports. I'm your host, Jay. Thank y'all for pulling up to the channel. You know what it is. We're talking a lot of college football here on this channel. So if you like the content, hit that like button. And please jump in the comments. How y'all feel about the new 5+7 format that just got announced, as well as ESPN bidding to own all of the college football playoffs? I would love to hear from you all, and we'll, of course, jump in the comments and talk back. So let's dive into what this actually means. All right, so let's jump into the 5+7 format first. That way we have an understanding of what we're talking about and lay the groundwork to what ESPN is trying to get their hands all over, right? So as we know, coming into the 2024 season, we'll have a 12-team playoff, which, you know, everybody's been wanting. We're finally moving towards that. So we get more teams in the playoffs, which means more football and more games and more things to do from December to January, and more complaining when the transfer portal really opens up as teams get eliminated, right? And new jobs get opened up. But what that means is, in the 5+7 format, is the top 5 conference champions will all have an automatic bid, with the next 7 being the next 7 teams ranked in the college football playoff rankings getting the seats. So the top 4 conference champions will get a bye week. The number 5 team will play to 12, 6 plays 11, 7, 10, and 8 and 9. And the games will start at their schools. They'll play at their respective schools first, and then they'll go into the New Year's 6 bowls, which is Peach Bowl, Rose, Cotton, Orange, and Sugar Bowl, and Fiesta Bowl. They're all going to host a quarterfinal and semifinals on a rotation. So from the Athletic here, we're seeing that, you know, we're getting closer and closer to having something resolved based upon what, you know, everybody wants, which is 12-team format and all this set. Now, the one question I had with this was, is the G5 going to get that automatic bid that we've heard so much about? And it looks like no conference is going to get an automatic bid. Nobody gets an automatic bid whatsoever. It is the top 5 conference champions. So if a G5 team wants to get in there, guess what? You need to go out there and go undefeated and win your conference championship. That way you're hopefully ranked high enough to where you're going to get respected, in which most likely you're not. So they're going to be on the outside looking in. The other funny thing behind this, so there's 2 things that jumped out to me, is Notre Dame, they don't have a conference. So Notre Dame can go undefeated and they won't make it in the top 4 ever, because they're not a conference champion. So that means the highest that Notre Dame can ever be is 5th. Now, that could be easily fixed if Notre Dame just jumps into a conference, right? They can just go be a conference, right? Just like everybody else. But that eliminates them from the opportunity of having a bye week. Now, granted, they're not playing in a conference championship game, so technically they get a bye week. That just means they don't get 3 bye weeks, right? They'll get 2 at most. But the way it's said, it looks like the games will start December 20th and 21st, and then boom, every weekend, pow, 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 going all the way through until the end of the national championship, which will be held on January 20th of 2025. And man, we're going further and further into the school year starting with all of this. So this is what bothers me with it, right? We have issues with how the transfer portal works and everything, without recognizing and realizing that the transfer portal is set up based upon school schedule. So you got your spring one, which is in April, specifically because once May hits, classes are done, boom, you can go to your next school. And then you have one in the winter so that kids can get to their next school right around the time that they can start practicing for winter workouts as well as spring ball. School starts in January. The national championship is going to end when school starts. How's that going to work, right? This is going to do nothing but add even more complexity to what's everything's going on. And to be absolutely honest, the real solution is to cut back on the season games. We have to do something about that. If all of these teams are constantly, dare I say, playing this deep into the season, what is this going to mean for the opportunity for transfers, the opportunity for early enrollment? This is going to do nothing but create a big bubble up problem. And so now we're going to have to address portal. We're going to have to address all of that stuff. But the big thing is we now have a foundation set for the 2024 season at least, and going to 25, and most likely I think 26 they may try to negotiate into something different. But this is what we got. Now, hop in the comments. Let me know what you think about that 5+7 format. No G5 guaranteed spot. No conference team gets an automatic bid. It's the top 5 conference champions, and Notre Dame can get no higher than 5th. What y'all think about that? Now, let's move on into the next one. Okay, so I know somebody going to jump in the comments and say, what's the chance of Notre Dame going undefeated? We ain't here to talk about that. We're throwing hypotheticals out there because that's what we do here. Everybody's throwing out hypotheticals. Why can't we do that here, right? Stop hating. Let's move on to the next thing. ESPN has already put their name in the pot for the college football playoffs. They put in an offer. The report is $7.8 billion for a 6-year extension, which gets them into 2031, which averages about $1.3 billion per year. The NCAA gonna make $1.3 billion per year off ESPN. And what ESPN wants to do with that is to sub-license all those games. They want to have the capability to sub-license the games. I'm sorry, no one man should have all of this power. That's my entire thought behind this. It is not a good thing for ESPN to take all of it. Now, I will say this. The one thing ESPN does have going for them is that they do a much better job in getting the content to you than most other channels. I mean, ESPN Plus actually works. I've used it numerous times. It works a lot better than most. Now, it's not perfect. No streaming service is perfect, but it works. They have partnerships with YouTube TV, which over 8 million people are now subscribed to, and they're getting their content. And then also, ESPN's looking to partner up with some other streaming services like Fox Sports and TNT, Warner Brothers Discovery, and create their own streaming services that goes completely away from cable channels. Now, I am all for that because then I would only subscribe to sports because that's literally the only thing I watch when I have my YouTube TV. But outside of that fact, ESPN don't need to have all this power. They don't need to be able to sublease these games. They don't need to be none of that. The committee needs to break this up and allow for somebody else to get a portion of it. I don't know how you're going to do it. You can do 1 through 4 goes to this station, 2 through 3 go to this station. I don't care, but it all being in one place is not a good thing. They're going to control everything around all of college football. I don't like that. It's the very dangerous game to play. But based upon how this is going, it's going to happen, right? The Athletic reported their entire, gauntlet of reporters there, which I love the Athletic. They have some great stories there. But it appears that ESPN is going to get all of this. And so they're going to take this. They're going to take all of these games and they're going to be able to sublease. So what y'all think about that? Hop in the comments. I want to know how y'all feel about that. It's kind of fascinating to see. I know ESPN was thinking about pulling the bid because of how long it was taking for them to come up with a format. But do y'all really think it's a good idea for every game to be owned by basically ESPN Disney? I prefer it not to be. I like a little diversification on my sports channels because then it makes them work harder at providing you a quality product. And yeah, that's something that I'm always here for is good production. I want good and great production. Now, again, ESPN does a great job of it. And I think they're one of the better ones of everybody else. I actually like theirs. I actually like their team of people too. I still don't want them to be able to control all of it. The last thing I need them to do is to be holding this carrot over people's heads I need, for money basically, because they're subleasing it for money, I need them to make sure that this product is at the highest quality every time it's on. Since we want more football, we getting it. Hop in the comments. Let me know how I feel about that. If you made it this far, you like the content, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Would love for you to join this family of college football fans. We talk a lot of OU football here and college football in general. Having a blast doing it. So, YouTube says check out one of these videos. Highly recommend it because I put it together for you. And we'll talk soon. More content coming down the line.